Hey everybody, it's Snake 1981. Welcome to the channel. So, if you guys watched my last video, put a video out about my LAX Xbox coming back from Slickbuys Mods and Repair. You can watch that video if you like to find out as to why I did it and what was entailed as far as the 32 gigabytes of RAM to be switched out and why. But today, this is following right here. This is my top box propping up on my older LAX. I have my Xbox LAX on the back. Right where my finger is, right where I'm pointing, behind my shoulder right here, that's my Xbox LAX. So when it came back from Isaak, that was when my dbrand showed up. So just as I was, actually I take it back, just as I was sending out my LAX Xbox to be sent out for him to have a look at it, and had it all set up and ready to go for him to take a look at it and send it out, and take about a week for it to get it, for him to get it and everything. I made you guys the heads up I'm going to do a dbrand unboxing, and today is going to be that day. So I've been sitting on this now for about 2 weeks since it's been back from my Alex been back from Isaak. It's been about I think 2 weeks. So I had got this just as I had picked up the LAX Xbox, and then it wasn't long from when it came in. It wasn't even a week, and it was out to Isaak right away to get it looked at. So from there, to make a long story kind of shortened down, I already put the order in for the dbrand, which, by the way, it comes in this mailer. So it's a bubble mailer, and it actually, this is crazy. This whole mailer has a bunch of their writing in it, and it's done in a plaid design. So that's pretty cool. So they have their own mailer for doing just these kind of things. So that's pretty cool. When I had purchased from the first time around my LAX and the Switch 2 for my daughter, which is in the video description. You go back far enough when I did the review from 2025, the end of the year. That came in a box, so that was like a bundled solution. That wasn't just an individual solution, one thing. This will probably be the similar setup to what you get at Best Buy. But see, the difference between Best Buy and what this comes in is you'll get the same unit that Best Buy will sell you, but you're minus the glass, and you're minus the whatever the glass unit's going to come in. You don't get that. So you won't. There's been a lot of people saying, oh, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is yeah, you're going to spend a little more going through dbrand to probably get it, but you're going to get all the stuff that you would not get individualized with it. So, and they give you a few extra things if you hit a promotion. Like when I purchased this, I got it back playing cards. So I think that's what these are. These are collectible playing cards. Again, another thing they can usually bundle in the see, they even label everything. So playing cards, holographic foil. It's got a holographic little foil sticker. So you can like I don't know if you can make that out. I don't know if it's upside down or what, but you can see, oh, there you go. You can see how it kind of shifts. So, and it's got the Canadian sticker on the back. Yes, they're a Canadian brand. So if you guys have a problem with another country dealing with your stuff, I mean, we go through, Japan and China for everything else. So a good Canadian brand that's going to take care of your device, why not? I mean, they seem to care a awful lot about the product. I mean, the way it looks, the way it comes, and it's done all in their they have their own like little warehouse, so probably a big one, but to not not to knock dbrand for how making them sound like they're small, but So I got the promo with playing cards, the glass box. So this would be my glass protector for the screen. You get a booklet. It's going to probably have some information with your film. So booklet, and inside the booklet, they utilize different things. So this would be like a booklet for like information. And on this particular booklet sleeve, they also use that also for your skins. I elected to get, it's a buy one get one when you do it. So I got the color shift. It's the Damascus color shift, holographic, and the triple blacks. I'll probably put the triple blacks on to match my old LIX. Microfibers, probably will never use these because I already have loads of microfiber laying around the house. But nice to have in case you need it. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a card I'm supposed to download and read. Now that your product has arrived, you have two options. Well, I know the two options, and I'm going to tell you something else. You don't have to leave the little ears on to put them on. I'm going to show you why in a second. Because if you've been a fan or follow dbrand, you won't have to actually use those little ears if you don't want to. Because you need to get proficient in using it without the ears, and I'll tell you why. Because once you put them on and take them off, if you're out and about, I treat my stuff as if it was a firearm or anything else. If you're out and about and you don't have them on there, you better get proficient at having it to be able to take on and off without them, because that really is kind of key to making sure you know your items. So this is magnetic. You pop this open. Information, dbrand on the front, and another magnetic strip, and then you've got the glass. Looks like you're going to give you two. You don't get the, I call the goof up frame like you get with the you don't get that with like you get with the Switch. You don't get the acrylic it's not an oversized screen is why. And they're trying to save a little bit of money on that because that's a 3D printed acrylic plastic. Probably saving a little bit of the money or cutting down on it a little bit. These are going to be probably the, okay, you get the squeegee in this. And like I said, this whole insert here I'm opening up, you do not get that with, you won't get this with the purchase of over at Best Buy. Now, if you went to Best Buy and get this, they might have this on their peg hook separately to buy. So I'm not going to knock Best Buy and say you can't get this at Best Buy. No, you can get this at Best Buy, but I don't think you're going to get this at Best Buy the way I received it with this. You won't get this included. So just putting it out there, you will not get this little insert right here that's in my hand included with it. So you won't get this included with it either, which are the overlay skins. You won't get that either. I had to go through dbrand to get that directly. The playing cards are a novelty. You won't get those either. You have to get that through an promo. So I had a promotion where if you buy the item itself, which is the dbrand itself, you get that. Now that had some paperwork. It had the triangular squeegee. It has like some like hieroglyphics on it and everything. It's like an acrylic little plastic little squeegee. You're going to need that to wipe down the screen when you're getting ready to prep it and to install. So now we're on to the box art. Very similar to how my original one came, but it had all the ghost graphics and stuff on the other one. Like if you watch the video, you'll see. This one here is more of a printed box. Never bought this before, but I've seen many of an unboxing of this from people buying it from Best Buy. So you have that. Product scratched out, and it says culture on this side. It is true. You're buying a fan a cultural thing. So it's magnetic, just like everything else. It just pops and flexed. You open this up and it'll tell you a little bit about what you're getting inside. So what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting a clamshell, or what they call the Jeep case, with that. And then you kind of get into the box itself. This is not really like the first time this has been done. This has been done many a time. I'm just one more person to try to speak of what you're getting and how it comes. Then I kind of go from there. Let me keep you guys going while I open these little seals. So there's two bottom little like circular tab seals like you get with the Ally X. I'm going to go ahead and cut these really quick. If I can get these to cut. Okay. Fancy shoebox with a couple little seals. I'm planning on keeping this so I don't have to worry about like, hey, making it all pretty and, oh, I have to do this and that. Okay, so we got two back little seals right here. See, I have the merchant seals from dbrand. That's just to prove that you got this from them. Then you can kind of like, okay, so you got the top layer. I showed you what boxing it. And this is braced with a very, very, very sturdy top lid. Some art. In this case, instructions instead, because the other one was all fancy with things on how to do it online. This kind of tells you a little bit more. So you're going to get a clamshell. I kind of know this because I got it on my other one, but you get a clamshell. You're going to get all your stuff that you're going to basically get to wrap it all in this. So you're going to unpop loose this, which is the clamshell. Clamshell. The cover, the color, little plastic, little top for it. The ears, which I pull these off right away because I just take it with these off. Now you can save these if you want, and you can use them to help yourself if you've never bought from dbrand before. I have, so I don't have to worry about it. I try to get proficient, like I said before, in doing this without relying on these. So I pop these off. How I put mine on is I would go, the device goes in an angle, slide them down. So you'd slide them down into here first, into these little corners to the handheld. You're going to press it back till it hits the lip of this. You're going to then flex these ears or these little ridges. And this is very flexible up top. The rest of it's really not so easy. You're going to flex these over, and you're going to put them over these little bands right here where these are hooked to, over your triggers. One at a time. Take one corner, do one. Take one corner, do the other one. And you don't need these. If you want to do it that way, they provide this because if you're I call, don't take this wrong, guys, but if you're a rookie, you never put these on before, eventually you'll see what I'm talking about. You won't need these on after you've done it once or twice. But I don't need these on. I'm taking them off. So hate if you want to hate, you know, do you guys. But I'm just saying, for me, I've done this before. I'm no stranger to new or old things. I know my way around dbrand. It's nothing new. Yeah, I heard it's a little more sturdier, or more sturdy than the previous version. I'm not worried about it. So, so you guys are seeing I am taking them off. So, you don't, like I said, if you've never put one of these on before, to help you the first time, yeah, you're going to want to probably leave these on. And they are reusable. You can reuse these little things anytime you want to. They're little tabs. They're self-adhesion, little tabs that you can peel off, and then you can re-stick at any time. But like I said, they came on right here on these little bands right here. These little bands. See where my thumb is? And you're going to take one of these after you slide the device and seat it all the way on its edge with the console handles in both seated in the corners or cupped in there. You'll press the whole thing up against the lip of the front. Before you try to force it in the rest of the way, that's where these come in. You're going to go 1 over 1, 1 over the 2, pressing down on the trigger to make sure it seats back over it, snaps over both triggers, and you're done. It's that simple. You do it on both, and it's in. But if you never put one of these in before, you won't know that. The other thing they put is they put a relief cut. So don't freak out like, oh, my thing's damaged. No, they put that in there to help you assist it better. It's also more for contouring. So again, they think of a lot of things when they put these together. It still has the same old classic vents. I call it the vent shroud. Still has the, I think it's got the clicker. It has a clicker with the kickstand, and it has your memory slot, so you can put all your little memory devices in it. Okay. And just so you guys wish to hate. So, LIX, Xbox. So I'm not putting the glass on right now. It's already got a full-fledged piece of glass already on it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, to some of you guys that want to still continue to rant and hate or whatever your pleasure, that's fine. But if it ain't broke, I'm not going on my way to try to fix it neither. So here's one that you get. It's like a pro case. That's kind of like a JSOX or a pro case that you would find normally on your on your Amazon. It's what they call a half case. It's not dbrand, but you get the idea. So very similar. You're going to take this little lip here and you're going to pull it straight down and see how more flimsy this is. Well, this won't be as flimsy going on to the newer dbrand. So when I try to do this on the other one, I'll show you. But see how it's partially in. This is not the case yet, but you'll see how it's like partially seated. You're going to do that with the dbrand. So here is the one that came with my when I bought it. I bought mine secondhand. So this is one. It's not bad. This is not a bad option. The JSOX is not a bad option either. So don't hate on JSOX either. I mean, they're pretty good too. They're pretty good solutions. I mean, if you don't have the know-how, or you're not sure, or you don't have the ability, or you don't have, or the funds, because it's not exactly 100% cheap to do this. You know, I would say hold off and wait, and then try to get yourself a dbrand if you can. If you can't, and I will tell you something else. I've noticed this is not as aggressive as my Ally X one was of this. This was a lot less sandpaper feeling than my own. I actually preferred that, but it's okay. More is merrier for me, but it's okay. So here is the dbrand. Here is what I call my modded Ally X Xbox. Okay, you're going to take these two things. You're going to slide them in one at a time. Okay, I'm going to get one side in, get the other side in. Okay, now I had to do a little bit of flexing to get that to kind of slide, but it's cool. Got to get it started. Okay. I had to pry that one side out a little bit to get it started, but you see how I have it pre-seated? It's on an angle. Okay, now you're going to take, when you get it down, you're going to get this down to the switch or to the triggers, and you're going to pull it and suck it over it. Because like I said, I like to get my stuff to where I don't want to rely on the little corners and all that stuff, because you're not going to have it when you go to take it all off and put it on if you need to take it off for whatever the reason. Got to wiggle a little at a time. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not quite as easy as the other one used to be, but it'll do it none the same. This is also a newer item too, so this has not been installed before, so I just sucked it over, pull it on, snap, snap, snappy, snap. Now, I will tell you right now, from just doing that took a little bit of persuasion, and if you weren't proficient like I am with this, You could elect to leave those on if you wanted to. I personally don't. I don't care about it. I like to get proficient with being able to take it on and off. Now, I will tell you from as a standpoint of this, I'm just going to tell you how I feel, and you can take it for a grain of salt, however you wish. Okay, that went on there a little more aggressive than my original Ally X Xbox. So they put a relief cut in here because it's going to be a tighter fit. You have to kind of work this flap into the contour on both sides, and then as you're working it in, you're going to keep pushing on the console and getting it one side over one of the bars, and then you have a last lip bar here, and you're going to have to try to pull it while you do it and do both sides. I did them both at the same time, back and forth, kind of just readjusting it, pressing it, and once you get the system to catch on this lip here on the screen, the rest of it just falls into place. That's me. I did a little at a time wiggle walk. I call wiggle walking it in. You're done. Now, again, if you are proficient with putting these on, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You have to walk it in a little bit. It's not going to be a walk in the park like the Ally XX, no, the non-Xbox. This is not a walk in the park like that one where I can just take my fingers here, pull up on a little bit over top of the two triggers, and it just kind of like one side, walk it just a hair, and it comes right out in like two slides. That doesn't work quite like this. This is a little tighter fit. Gets the job done. But it is a premium product. Not quite as sandpaperish as the Ally X, ROG Ally X. The other one had a little more sandpaper. It was more black, like dyed to it, and it was a very more rough, brittle feel, kind of like what a pistol on a handle of a pistol would feel on a firearm, or like almost. It wasn't quite as aggressive as skateboard paper, but it was more sandier feeling. This one here has more of an orange peel, so they elected to go with an orange peel plastic feel. So, again, I know it has an adhesion property that they did on the other one, and this doesn't have that, but this is going to feel like a textured plastic. So orange peel, like plastic on a mirror that gets before it goes to get pre-painted on a vehicle or something, like on a Mustang or something, like on a mirror that has an orange peel, has like a grit to it. That's what this is going to feel like, a gritty plastic, or something that's got a grit plastic to it before it gets painted. A body part, plastic on a body trim piece. They call it orange peel. You'll see what I'm talking about. It has like a grit, pebble textured feel to it. That's what this feels like. Can't really explain that any better than until you get it for yourself and you'll understand. But it basically matched the grip for the whole contour of the device. So the whole thing is done in the same like precision grip feel. So the whole thing is done that way. Maybe saved a few bucks. I don't know. But it does do the job, does it well. It locks in all of the points just like the other one did. It locks in all the little fine points. It makes all of the ports. There's a lot of other YouTube content creators putting block offs on these little gel inserts to do that. You can do that if you want. I don't get my stuff very dirty, but it is a good practice if you're going to be around anything. You don't want anything getting into these ports, in your Thunderbolts and in your jacks of any kind. So yeah, if you're not using it, you really ought to probably put something in it. It's probably a safe practice to probably do. But again, you can see for yourself, it went in pretty simple. I mean, it took me about probably like 10-15 seconds to do that. Okay, then you have the last part is, well, here's my other one. It was a little more flimsy. See, I got more flimsier feel. Then the last thing is going to be this, because I already put a piece. It already has, I didn't put it on there, but it already has a piece of glass already on it. So I'm not really ready yet for a new piece of glass. The Jeep clamp, or they call it the clamshell. Sorry, Jeep, if it's copyrighted to say that, but that's what it pretty much looks like. Yeah, so looks like a Jeep case. Sorry, like I said, sorry if I'm knocking Chrysler, but again, no copyright intended. But again, I mean, I'm not trying to piss on anybody or aggravate anybody, but at the same time, it's what it looks like. So, yeah. A little tight to go on. So, this lip here could maybe do something down the road. I still say all this is going to ease up after several times of use. This is coming from someone who's got a little bit of experience with one of these and had bought already a second-hand dbrand already installed on their previous handheld. So with many a time of it probably being taken on, taken off, cleaned and everything, and all this stuff, these things I think do lighten up and ease up over time. This is the first time Virgin being placed on the handheld as you see it. So you have a lip here with 2 arrows, and I think you just, yeah, you pull up on it. And there it goes. Comes right off. So a lot of people were giving some flack and saying they kind of they disliked this because of how strong it is to have to get on there, and how it could actually borderline scratch your stuff. But if you put it on with some, yeah, see, it won't scratch if you get your finger underneath of it to slide it over. And this is probably going to be an option you probably won't be using very often. Now let's just have a little look here. But I do have the old 2-in-1, the licensed 2-in-1 Dealio here. Let's see how it fits in the little Dealio case and see if it'll actually take the Jeep cover too. I don't think it's probably going to work very well with both. Let's just take a look. Might luck out here, but I'm not putting much faith into it because again, I don't know how it's going to all fit in here. Probably not going to fit with the Jeep case. Let's just take a look. So it'll strap in fine, but the clamshell for my case, I don't want to force it to damage it. So now we're going to try deleting the Jeep clamshell. This will be a good handy solution if you're going to delete this, or I say delete, take it off. If you delete it, you could probably get away with just taking it as a solution by itself. If you don't need the 2-in-1, but so you won't be able to take anything with you. If you take this with you, you won't be able to take any of your other stuff unless you put it in a bag. Now, if you want to put this whole solution, clamshell or the Jeep cover case or clamshell with it and this all together into a bag of some kind, well, then that's a different story. But if you're going to take and you want to use the 2-in-1 as your bag, I don't think that's going to work out too well because I just tried it and it would not accept the Jeep cover or clamshell with the already solution. Now this is already, like, I can already tell you it's already fitting in here pretty good. This is how my other one kind of fits in my other natural case, which is the deluxe case for ROG for the regular LAX. And so far the solution is fitting beautiful. So it is a go minus the Jeep. So if you take the Jeep clamshell off, it's good. So Jeep case has been deleted or removed. Here's my 2-in-1 bag case, and that is a licensed bag, by the way, from Asus or Asus. I always call out Asus, but you can call it whatever you want. No one's right or wrong on how you say it. I just got used to calling it Asus. I mean, what's the matter? There you go. dbrand one last time, and you got that nice kickstand. And you could probably bundle this really nicely with an up-and-coming, maybe, if I decide to do it, an up-and-coming, it might go well with a mechanism pillow. So I don't know. I might go with that. I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty much that. Now, as far as, like I said, removal of the dbrand, if you ever need to remove it, it's just backwards of what I just did. So you take one side over top of the trigger, and you kind of just wiggle walk back and forth, one corner until it pops half it out. Make sure you have your hand or up against your stomach or something to keep walking it out. You walk it halfway, you'll slide the device out, and it's done. But remember, you have two bars going over top of each side of the triggers. So you're going to have to make sure that you have a really good knowledge of how that works, and you won't have those yellow tabs. You won't have these on there if you delete these. So get proficient with these first. If you've never done dbrand before, leave these on and pull them on and off, and you'll see how the dynamic works. I just went ahead, and I've got a lot more patience than a lot of people, or most getting into these the first time. It's not my first rodeo with dbrand, so it went on there pretty easy. If you know the product and you've done it before, it's not a big deal. And I've already done. Well, the switch doesn't count. The switch doesn't have a Jeep. It has a clamshell with a bungee. So, because they want to showcase the games with a mag, a 4 earth magnet drop-in plate that has all the games that you can have. I think you can house 10 or 12 of them, and it's really a cool concept. The downside of that is if you drop that clamshell on a hard surface, the games are going to go not necessarily everywhere, but they will get separated on that plate. They're pretty much protected, but there's no guarantee that you may or may not have a game or two pop out of them. But it's not designed to be dropped without the clamshell being on it. So if you do have kids or something that have the Switch version, that's what that's about. And they went with a bungee strap or a bungee secure system on it. So this doesn't follow that. That's why. And it also doesn't. This my Ally X Xbox and my ROG Xbox or my ROG Ally X, they both did not have that 3D printed like icebreaker. It's called the dummy. It's like the dummy tray, so you can get a perfect lineup on the glass. It would be nice if they would, if dbrand's listening, it would be nice if they incorporated that for the first time. For people that do not know how to properly take the time to try to line up exactly where they want that glass and have like that rest assured assurance that you're going to get a perfect drop-in glass install. Not to say people don't know how to install it. It's just peace of mind that they won't have to worry about messing up on a first piece of glass. But that's just me. That's my 2 cents. That's what I feel about it. But it's not a bad product, and I know people like to give a lot of gist of options to the opinions they have, because the options are. I'm gonna tell you, dbrand's I'll just put it out there. Dbrands are a bunch. They're a bunch of arrogant, snooty, smartass people, but that's what draws them into their product, and they do it in a sharp way. They give you badass stuff, so they have a right to do what they do, to be arrogant in how they sell their stuff, because this stuff ain't cheap to make. I'm going to tell you right now, looking at this crap is expensive, and going elsewhere, this stuff is not cheap. And this is like, I want to say it's next level, but this is like really good. I want to say, I don't know if it's 3M, but this is like really good film they're using on their vinyl stuff to cut this and to computer cut these out. That takes money to do this, and they give it to you in a really nice package and a nice display. So they have a right to They have a right to be snooty, faluty, and rich all beyond means, because they are doing a really good job selling this stuff. And like I've said before, when I first I bought into the company with what, getting into their solutions, because if Forbes is backing them and other big brand, high-end, Fortune 500 companies can actually say something about dbrand in general, that's probably speaking a really high volume then, because, getting Forbes to say anything, or any there's a whole ticker full of people that go on there with a boosted company on their site. I mean, there's many a company that talk really good about dbrand, and I'm just another statistic, but I want to tell you, stuff's good. So again, if you buy from Best Buy, you will get that switch box I showed you, but you will not get, in general, you will not get these skins unless they have them on a peg hook somewhere. You ain't getting these. These go from dbrand directly, unless there's some kind of like deal that Best Buy has where they can get these separately sold on a peg hook somewhere in their store. I don't shop Best Buy like in depth and look at every little item they have in their store, but if you don't see these on a peg hook, you're not going to get it. So that was separately, it was part of the bundle I got with this, and you're definitely not going to get this unless you find it on a peg hook because it was separate out of my bundle. Now that box will come the way you saw it. It'll come with the Jeep box. It'll come with the Jeep clamshell. This was separate. This is my glass. You won't get that with the set. You'll get this. They call it the grip or the kill switch case. You get the kill switch case. You'll get all the things inside it. You'll get the micro. I think you get the microfibers, I believe, and you'll get the little thingy mabob here, the little coin, or not a coin, but it's a little card. It's like a little cardboard card, so you can zap it to, so you can screen shoot it to get points or to find out which it's going to give you directions on what to do. Already done all that, been there, done all that kind of stuff. Inside the box, the one last thing I didn't show was a layer. So let me pop. I showed you the top layer. It has the instructions of what's all in it. There's one last thing I want to show. One last thing. I sound like Columbo. One more thing. If you guys know what Columbo is, that was back in like the 70s. Mr. Detective over here. It's like Ace Ventura made fun of old Jim Carrey. He made fun of old Columbo. Come on, one more thing. Well, I got one more thing. Yeah. It was the thumb, the little thumb, the thumbstick covers. These are like synonymous when you buy anything dbrand and you buy their set. You're gonna get these with it. So, pretty cool. These came in my last set. They have a little speckled top. I think they have them on both sides. I think you got one side plain and one side speckled, if I remember right. Could be wrong. Don't know. Let's peel one out and see. It's actually got speckles on the very, very top. The top of that has little tiny little it has tiny little grip, little circle, like sandy little dimples on the top. If I shine this a certain way, and plus it also tells you what it is before you open it up. They label every one of their things with a holographic sticker and tells you what it is. The other side shows now some of these will give you a one-sided grip or a thumbstick on one side, and some of these will give you thumbsticks on the other, because this has a thumbstick thing on the other side of this. So maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Not 100% on that. I can't know if it's, there you go. You see it now. Some of these might have more than one set of thumbsticks in it, but this has one set. It's for the kill switch. It tells you everything that it's in very small print, but it has a kill switch. It tells you it's for the it's the kill switch, and it's the grips, the thumbstick grips, and it gives you a list of every setup of console handheld it's designed for. It's it. So that comes in the box. Gives you a heads up. It gives you kind of an idea. It fits right here in the very, very bundle. It has a little notch in the bottom. The rest of it's just a little shoebox with a couple things in it. That's it. That's really all I got in the box for that. Was the card. I got the 2 microfibers. I got this card. The microfibers were, I think, added into the kit. No, I take that back. The microfibers were outside of the kit, and they were with the with these. So the microfibers were like this. I think they were. I don't think they were in the. They were in here. I think the microfibers might have been in the glass, but it's fine. This was in the box. This is a card to tell you what to do, and to please download the information so they can tell you how to go about installing it. Not the hardest thing to get into. It really is not. You just have to have a little bit of patience, and you got to take your time when you go to install this, but it can be done. If you guys have any questions on anything I showed today, down in the comments. But you saw how quickly I could install that, and you saw how quickly I can put the dbrand on without the little tabs. You don't need them. It's just a handy thing to give you extra purchase on it when you're trying to put it on. So that. One last thing I want to show before I go. So on my last video, I did show everybody this, so I'm going to do it one more time. If you look very carefully, that's Isaak holding up my actual switch with the specs on it. If you check out my video, I brought up the whole thing. It's in basically task management or task manager, and I brought up into performance, and that's where he was with it. It was just to show that it took the full 32 gigs of LPDDR5X into true 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it has the clock speed of it has 8,000 megahertz. Make sure I'm telling you right. But yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those deals where the clock speed is more, because I think it comes with like 7,500. So I think it comes 7,500 or 7,400 out of the box with 24, and I had it bumped to 32, so it's got a little bit of a window. Or a little bit of a higher window for that ceiling of difference. But that was from Isaak holding it up at his place when he was finished and everything and doing it, and it posted and it took. But I promised everybody I'd show at least a video, or not a video, but a picture of it. That's all he sent me, was a picture of it, and said it was done, and he was gonna talk with me about a few more things, and then it was being sent back. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions about that, that's the dreaded RAM swap that a lot of people are afraid to do because it can brick your system, but you have to pick and choose where you want to go to do that. So don't get in a rush to just do that with anybody. Make sure you check out who you want to check out. I'm not going to say that Slickbuys Mods and Repair is like the only place out there that does that, but he's who I trust with my stuff to do. Gruderball, it's GB, I think it's GBA or GBR, whatever. It's Gruderball Array, GBA. And you're talking, you have to have a lot of stuff to do that. You have to have a lot of well, first of all, you got to have a lot of experience in the industry to do that kind of stuff. You have to have, like, you got to have a lot of stuff to carry out a solution like that. But that's down a rabbit hole for another thing. We're finishing up right now with the KILLSWITCH case from dbrand. But like I said, again, comment in the comments if you have a question about any of that, or you can go to my other video and comment on that about my LPDDR5X from my last video, and got more to come. So stick with the channel. I got more to do. I might throw another one out here shortly, or maybe tonight before the night's over, to make it a 2-in-1. So I'll have a 2 video back to back. I don't know yet. See how it goes, and catch you guys in the next one. Later. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing.